Praise to the Father in heaven and Godfather of the universe. I'm still here. Let me get the address. I'm still here. What is... Oh, alright, so... Bam. I'm still here at the Hawkins Motel. I just shaved my head completely. I'm about to put all my personal belongings in my little cooler before I go to the store, but I will be recording because Father told me to. So once I clean up, I'm gonna be out, but it is 6:48. I'm at the Hawkins Motel. I uploaded it, but I was taken here by a couple gentlemen and a woman yesterday. It's Friday today. It's a holy day. Father told me that I have to eat. But the address that I'm at 275 US-90 Baldwin, Florida 32234. I'm at the Hawkins Motel. I know you can't see it, but yo, how you do the date and times today? Date. Oh, timeanddate.com. Can we see that? Oh, it's saying I'm in Middleburg, Florida. It's Friday, March 7th, 2025, 6:50 p.m. But it don't matter. I just wanted to get the time and the date. Because I'm going to go to the counter anyway. Because I got to get a receipt. They paid for one night. I paid for an additional night from the donations that I received by the random people that wanted to do charity. I wanted to make this short clip of, cause I'm telling the collective. I'm telling the collective because look, this is just reality. Like, Father had to drag me by my tail, neck, head, tail, ears, like shirt. I'm talking about like. Not obviously not physically, but like metaphorically to raise donations, which the Satanic Code calls panhandling. But when they charge you 1,000,000+ % markup, they have the nerve, after you just given them your hard-earned money, to ask you to donate to some cause, roundup, for the roundup that's coming. And other ones like Ronald McDonald, that where you get the cancer from the pink slime. It's a live pink slime from McDonald's, but then they ask you to donate to their charity that's creating order out of chaos, order out of cancer. Which Father did say I have a lot of tumors in my body. Like basically, if it wasn't for Father, it's basically like a stage 4 type, like cancer, like tumors. I wouldn't have no chance of surviving if it wasn't for Father. But Father said not to worry. When the time is right, that He will be healing me of all illness, any disease or sickness. But the thing is, like, I had tried to come back home to Father, like, like literally, I was like begging Father to come home because I really hate this place. And this is during the simulation when they kidnapped me and locked me, and they handcuffed me to a they said they were taking me to a hospital, which I told them I don't need to go into a hospital. My legs are just like, it feels like my legs are paralyzed. I was laying on like a median from being attacked with the scalar technology combined with demonic portals. And the thing was, it was just chasing me all over the town. It sort of was like, I'm saying, if you could see it interdimensionally, it looked like the Transformers cartoons. But the force field was like that big. Like, this motherfucker had me on the ground. Like, I was paralyzed. I was being held down on the ground. It was like siphoning all of it was right on my solar plexus. So it felt like it was like a ring that was squeezing water out. That's how the life force energy was leaving my solar plexus. So I'm like, my child vessels was there looking down at me while I was like pinned to the ground. Like, I couldn't move. I couldn't get up. I'm like telling me, like, y'all, I'm out of here. And like, yo, go that way, go that way. When I had a portal was open in my religious vessel, and when I had ran out, it was about this big. It was a 12-pound selenite piece of Utah ice. It came from Utah. Probably, I don't know if people can find these things now. I had got this off of eBay, but it was I literally slept on it every night as a pillow because it had a little curve. But it was 12 pounds. It was a selenite crystal log. But the way that it had a flat piece, and then it like slooped down so I can like rest my head on it. So I used to just sleep on it every night. When I left out my religious vessel, I took that with me along with my power wand that I got from a place. It had a Lemurian crystal and a voltage battery, like the zapper battery, and you could turn it on. So whatever the entity was, it kept blowing that out. But I took the selenite when I was pinned to the ground or whatever, in the back of a store. I just sat the selenite log on my solar plexus while my team was getting this thing, detaching this thing from me, giving me time to get up and run again while it still was chasing me. But when I was injured, I was immobilized and injured on a median. So about 3 officers came, and they said, we're taking you to the hospital. I said, I don't need to go to the hospital. I just need to just sit here and recover. They said, no, grip me up, put the cuffs on the back. I'm fighting them. They throw me into the back of the car. They was spraying some stuff on me. Like, I could hear it. I don't know what the fuck it was, but when I got to the hospital, it turned out it wasn't a hospital. It was a mental institution, and they handcuffed me to a bed and proceeded to just inject all this stuff in my body, which I don't, that's a no-no, because Allah told us about putting foreign matters in our body, and even if I've gotten the flu or something like that, I fast with all things. I use like natural shit, tea tree oils, antivirals, antibacterials. I feel like fasting is the cure-all but I would only go there, like, I'll only go to the hospital if it's like life-threatening, some shit, like, but do everything, I just be fasting and shit. But they was shooting me up with all this stuff, putting implants and fucking implant chips, cyborg chips. So I left my body. I was flatlined, and I was actually like, I was looking down. I wasn't in my body, but I was looking down on my body. I could see them, the people in there, nurses, and I don't know if they was doctors or whatever. I could see them, like, they was laughing and shit, and talking and having conversation, and the one woman was like, we have a vaccine or something. Do you want the, I think she said the COVID vaccine. I wasn't in my body. I didn't move my body. Allah moved my head like to say no. While I was in another dimension looking down. And this bitch fucking still fucking injected me. I don't know what the fuck they put in me in that West Virginia fucking mental hospital. But they was mad because I was riding around there with my Moorish science plates on my religious vessel. It was a 29-foot with, you know, mobile home, but it wasn't registered as a mobile home. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, put that in your cooler. Please. I was riding around in my it's a 29-foot mobile home, but I was riding around with my Moorish plates because technically you don't even need tags, because if you're not doing nothing for commercial purposes, work purposes, like you just traveling, transporting your property, that's all I was doing, because I have work to do for Allah. But so I just had my plates on there, and I roll up in West Virginia, and the motherfuckers was like, basically, get the fuck out. I ain't leave. And these motherfuckers had, you know how, like, in those shows, that shit is real. Like, when you saw Loki, like, crash through the portal. But you can see him in the physical, but these motherfucking, I don't know what the fuck, CERN portal, entities that came into my religious vessel. That's how they crashed through. I cannot even explain it, but where they show it in the show, a physical person crashes through a portal. This entity, or these entities, you couldn't, they were invisible, you couldn't see them, but you could feel the force, you can feel it. So when it crashed through, I had my power wand. It's a copper tube. It was about here to here. Let me see if I can go on here. It's about this tall. Like, it's about this size, but it's a copper tube. It has the resins and the metals in it. It has a big Lemur. It had they stole all my shit, but it had a Lemurian crystal in it, and one of those like the voltage 9-volt zappers that you put on your skin. It has the 2 copper plates, and it's a zapper, and people use it for like parasites, to get rid of like parasites and cancers and stuff like that. It has that in it, so when you turn it on, it's like emitting an electronic pulse. This AI demon, which interdimensionally looked just like a transformer. Every time it would, because it left and came back, it would knock the electricity out of the organite power wand. So I'm panicking. I'm like, oh shit, oh my gosh, like, yo, it was knocking the electricity out of it. I was getting terrified, so I run out. I'm like, come on, yo, we gotta go. I run out of that bitch, because it came back a couple times. I took my selenite log. Like I said, her name was Celine. She is 12 pounds. Literally, I weighed her. She was 12 pounds. And she was just a piece of Utah ice. But they stole that, so I don't have her anymore. But which I I came to peace with it because she contained my spirit team. I have a huge spirit team, and she contained them. That was for that, up until I was ready for another shift. That spirit team was assigned out. New spirit teams were assigned in. That's why I lost her, and she was just the vessel which contained that. That's how I first started interdimensional communication with extraterrestrials, was through the selenite wand, because I used to sleep on her every day. And when I wanted to know her name, because crystals, they have vibrations and name, and I wanted to know her name. And I received information that the moon is a recorder of different timelines in humanity. I don't know how true or false that exactly is, but I was told that I could ask the moon a question and receive a record of time. And I asked what is her name, and I received the communication back that her name was Celine. So that's her name. I called her Celine. And crystals, look, motherfuckers want to call me crazy. Crystals have the two, it's either ingredients or chemical compositions to be classified as a life form. Crystals, they contain, I believe it's silicon dioxide is one, and something else. Yo, I don't know. I hear this shit fleeting in and out from different places and spaces at time. I don't necessarily go on and do all the research, so I don't, anything that I say has to be, scientifically researched for your own self and knowing purposes and shit. I'm just saying my experience and what I told, that crystals have the two ingredients to be classified as a life form, which is why, I'm saying all your communication devices, cell phones and shit like that, computers and shit they have crystals. We have crystals in our brain, like we're made of crystals, the shit like that. But that's how I started communicating and receiving extraterrestrial communication. My ancestors, that's how they started contacting me and shit like that. So, but again, that was against my will. I was taken and handcuffed to this bed. I was shot up with all these injections and shit, and whatever artificial intelligence that they used, they put me in an alternate reality. It was going on simultaneously with the physical reality, and it was just one of those things that Allah had to allow me to go to validate the spiritual world, because I'm pretty much blind, deaf, and dumb when we're talking about the spiritual realm, not in the physical. I'm talking about the spiritual. So Allah had to, during the simulation, Allah had to come through, show me like, I gotta put you through this, because what you about to go through in your future timelines, this is just training, you know what I mean? So Allah had to show me that the spirit world is actually more real, and I got to see how like I was scared shitless. Obviously, I had people guarding my room. They wouldn't let me out. Real big motherfuckers. Like, these look like some fucking military motherfuckers. This shit is just some shit. You'll jump out your skin in fear. So the only time they were in their guard, I couldn't leave the room. They was looking back at me, and I'm like, I thought I was gonna leave more than a few times. So I'm like, this part of the simulation, I see how the nanobots, how they move in uniform, in sync, in alignment, and they're really fast. They look like mites. They was going up the walls and around the walls and down, and they would go out, because Allah would not physically, but that presence that was there with me anytime I tried to look in the direction of the presence, it would be like, I start shaking inside to where I would be about to combust. Like, I couldn't stare in a direction that long of Allah. Like, I would be like, I would be about to literally combust. So, I'm about to get ready to go too. I gotta go. But anytime the entity would come in the room, because they would play like this, it would sound like like the that little toy that you would round up and then a thing would pop up. They would be playing that outside of my room, and when they would stop at the room, that entity would come into the room. It was told to me that it was like an executioner spirit, and they want you to sit on the bed and stuff, because that whatever was attached to the bed, the entity spirit, the executioner spirits, they are contracted to a lot. They're classified as natural deaths, but these executioner spirits, they either like strangle you, they suffocate you, or something like that, so you just die. And that was supposed to be the case with me. And they would keep coming into the room. Every time they would come in, I was scared shitless. And Allah had told me that day, the reason why they won't leave is because of your fear. They know you are scared of them. So Allah would come, literally hack my body, look at the entity. It was like my eyes were like, if you could see in a spiritual realm, they were like glowing. The entity would haul ass. The nanobots, they were running up walls and shooting under the door to get away from Allah. Like, the vessel, I was fucking terrified, because these things were so scary and hideous looking. Like, my heart was about to stop. As soon as Allah would show me, like, Allah would just hack me and look at it, and the thing just fleed. Like, then in a simulation, Allah was like, drink your urine. That's where I learned about urine therapy, and how the urine, whatever deactivates, I don't know, maybe it's the urine of Allah. And Allah put me onto my period where I was in there, and the entities, they can't take the blood of Allah either. So it's like, that's where I actually learned about these practices, because I know, like, motherfuckers is like, what did I read about it? No, I actually had to go through simulation training to learn that that was the only remedy and cure, because they were poisoning me in that mental hospital too. And Allah told me, drink the poison. I know it sounds crazy. Allah told me to receive the because they had like these, like the little cups, the hospital cups, and then it's like the little tinfoil thing. Allah said how I did it in there. Allah said, receive it with the left hand, drink the poison, because they were spraying the poison and they were giving me poison to eat at this hospital, because let me just tell that, and then put it back on their cup, because Allah was transferring the I guess the energy of the poison, whatever. So it was like, had to be done in that manner. This was years ago, so it's kind of blurry, but I guess their plans didn't work there. 2 officers came, handcuffed me, threw me in the back of a car, and drove me 5 miles away to another mental hospital where it's either that one or the other one. They had me locked up for 30 days because I couldn't get any coherence. Every day I was being injected with poisons, and I had no defense anymore. I was like, I was completely AI'd and separated from Allah. I didn't have cognizance, coherence, so it actually kept me there for 30 days, which Allah said that's what they want to do with me again on some, because the script they wrote for me was a Sarah O'Connor script, Judgment Day. And man, these motherfuckers want to make me think want to make me like I'm crazy. You're crazy. But Father said that I have to raise donations, and he said, why? Because I have to give humanity a chance to redeem themselves. There are some people that are going to be blessed by Allah and redeemed by Allah just by any charitable act that they did towards an angel of Allah, such as myself. And Father said it's also producing humility, because I have a super ego because of the dimensions that I come from, and my status caste system, etc., etc. And we're here to learn humility. Patience is a virtue we have to learn here. It's difficult, getting rid of the shadow, the rejection that you face, and the judgment, that we hold within, because you're being judged out there, you're being rejected, motherfuckers evil eyeing you. You gotta be humble, like you got standing out there begging and shit, like, yo, this shit it's humiliating. I ain't gonna front. But once you start doing it enough, like now I'm like, yo, I love it. I love it, because people are normally scared, intimidated. That's the only way motherfuckers will talk to me. When they see it, like, they like, oh, she homeless or whatever, like that. But Father said, listen, this is not just for you. This is for, there's humans out here that are going to be saved. One day they're going to leave their body, and Father's going to open up the book of life on them, and it's going to be like, oh, the angels recorded you, you gave my servant food, drink, you entreated them well, you gave them, just mercy, kindness, a good, kind word, you gave them, fiat notes for their travel, whatever, etc., etc. Because some humans don't have the ability, they don't have the consciousness to be saved, but to be redeemed back to Allah. That's not where their soul journey is not ready for that. So this can actually bring great mercy upon their next incarnation. So Father said it's multifold of the things, the virtues developed from just being in need, asking for assistance, asking for help. Father also said a closed mouth doesn't get fed, and most of his children refuse. They'll even go to do crime. I'm saying shadow law crime, because we already know who the real criminals are. But they'll even go as far to put their freedom in jeopardy to do shadow crimes rather than, and I've been there too. Listen, I had to learn. And I'm talking about crimes against humanity. I'm talking about crimes as far as like, just shit, you ain't supposed to be doing according to Allah. The only crime is a crime against Allah. That's it. But, you still don't want to, listen, Father said this is a surveillance society. They're watching everywhere. You don't want to put your freedom in jeopardy for no fake food, GMO food, or shit that you think you need that you probably really don't need, right? So Father's saying his children are so wicked, rebellious, and prideful, they won't even stand outside and ask for help. Know they need it, got children. Somebody can bring them Pampers. How expensive are Pampers? Somebody can bring them formula if they don't breastfeed or whatever. Somebody can bring them baby food. Somebody, can bring them, can get them money to pay their bills, but they won't do it. Father said his children are not doing it, so they refuse to. And Father said these are initiations you have to take into growth, because it really does produce patience. Most of the time you're not going to get much. You're going to get a lot of dirty looks, a lot of rejection. You're going to come across judgment. People are looking at you like the lowest in society. Like, yo, I know this bitch is not in need. she's one of those people that they be showing on the news when they jump into their Mercedes. Because I got a rich frequency, I got an abundant frequency, because I'm connected to Allah. So people don't really think that Allah's really putting me through adverse trial, tribulation, poverty. My child, I know that thou art poor, but thou art rich. See, so they really be like on some dumb shit. Like who the is gonna put themselves through this and really stand out here for a few fiat notes? I have to do it according to Allah. I have to do that shit. I was running for that. I've been running for that, from doing that shit for so long, man. Father been dragging my fucking tail, my fucking head, my fucking ass, putting me into fucking the whale's belly, metaphorically, because I've been rebelling. But now, it's just routine. It's just like you have to just, once you break down enough pride, it's just like, all right, we're on assignment again, But this is what Father said about charity. And this is the holy instructions from the Prophet, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, Circle 7. Divinely prepared by my Prophet Noble Drew Ali, by the guiding of his Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity, back to the highest plane of life with his Father God Allah. But in page 47, the holy instructions from the Prophet, speaking on charity, happy is the man who have sown in his breast the seeds of benevolence. The produce thereof shall be charity and love. From the fountain of his heart shall rise rivers of goodness, and the streams shall overflow for the benefit of mankind. He assisteth the poor in their trouble. He rejoiceth in furthering the prosperity of all men. He consureth not his neighbor. He believeth not the tales of envy and malice, neither repeateth he their slanders. He forgiveth the injuries of men. He wipeth them from his remembrance. Revenge and malice have no place in his heart. For evil he ruleth not evil. He hateth not even his enemies, but requiteth their injustice with a friendly admonition. I'm not there yet. I'm working on being nice to you dumb fucks. The griefs and anxieties of men excite his compassion. He endeavoreth to alleviate the weight of their misfortunes, and the pleasure of success rewardeth his labor. He calmeth the fury, he healeth the quarrels of angry men, which you guys are, and preventeth the mischiefs of strife and animosity. He promoteth in his neighborhood peace and goodwill, and his name is repeated with praise and benedictions. So, again, like, this is what we aspire to, but this Father is the perfect one. Father is the law. I'm just Father's, just his bad dog that, I love to do right. I love to do wrong. It's just I am. So this is what Father says about charity, and it's a lot more in here concerning it, but that's just a very basic assisting the poor in their troubles, which that's definitely, I love to do that part. And there have also been beings that have greatly helped me in this journey. Sometimes it's a shame because I don't know who's who. I don't know who the US Corp is sending to me, and I don't know who is an actual just righteous, a kind vessel that's assisting Allah. Because when you assist my vessel, you're assisting Allah. When you're harming my vessel, you're harming Allah. So I'll be like, I don't be knowing who is who, and sometimes the lines do get blurred, but nonetheless, that's still my assignment that I have to do, because I have to I got to work off these sins. I got to work off these iniquities. One includes pride, poverty consciousness, scarcity consciousness, judgment, impatience. It's so many things that is still being purged from me that I gotta do these initiations to bring this shit up, man. Every time a motherfucker is out there laughing at me, motherfucker balled up $1 and threw it out his window. Yo, if I had some tire spikes on me, I literally would have ran, caught up, because it was a light there. I literally would have ran up, caught up with this motherfucker's truck and threw them tire spikes and watched this motherfucker, what's it? I would have watched this motherfucker's tires, like, just blow out. And I would have been a motherfucker there, just standing there laughing. That's what I would have did if I wasn't, if Allah hasn't been taming my vessel. But, yeah, shit like that, man, you got to deal with. You got to deal with motherfuckers looking at you crazy, judging you, trying all types. It be the gang stalkers. They'll hand you something just to attach a hate energy, like a death plot plan, a toxic agreement or contract to bind you. I gotta continually be like my head on a swivel, like, all right, dissolving dark contracts. And I set into my energy field. I gotta clean the fiat notes off, because motherfuckers put shit on there, just to contaminate you. And it's just, but these are the trials and tribulations. We have to go through that. I gotta go through that to get back to Allah. I can't get back to Allah with all the hate in my heart, all of the poverty, scarcity, all the, everything that just blocks you from meeting Allah in the heart. It's not gonna magically disappear. I have to do things. I call these assignments to get it done. It serves physical purposes too, because we're travelers. We need fiat notes. Like my father said, I can't work a regular job, so I have to raise donations. Period. They do it. Why do you need a donation when you're making like buku money? And it's always a problem for me to raise a donation. I'm an individual in a real need, but it's a problem for me to raise a donation. Like, this should be so unfair. I call it divine justice and order, but I'm at this motel right now. I'm about to leave out. Motherfuckers was following me. Motherfucker had his hand, was walking towards me last night. One of the gang stalkers with his hand in his pocket, like he was ready to rob me or something. You bitches, I'm telling you, young, you bitches is getting arrested. Your entities is getting arrested too. So, and then they had them follow me in the store, a different one, so they can do the nearby sharing. It's like an emotion swap. They do mind swaps and emotional swaps. As soon as this motherfucker came in my vicinity, I got an overwhelming feeling of grief. Overwhelming. Because they were doing it's like, if you was thinking about a cell phone, it would be like nearby share. On how I can explain it technologically, but these are, obviously, these have to be like etheric implants, but it's like a nearby share of whoever's directed in your vicinity. You take on their emotions or their thoughts or their mind, and it's like complete weapons being used against you. So they sent them and it's a Dollar General in a vicinity, so they send them in there after me, to come in my vicinity. Like, I don't recognize you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers are guilty. You're guilty, and you always give yourself away. Alright? You always give yourself away. My father be pointing you guys out, too. Like, yo. Alright. That's you? You here? Alright. Because I know they're just being used. I already know that. I know they're just hired. They want to, a lot of times they're from, they could be from homeless shelters, or they want to get out of their, work release programs for jail, and, and they get offered assignments to follow quote suspects like myself, and they're already embodying a guilty energy, and it's just like the swap they do. They fill you with guilt with these implants. So if you're not constantly transmuting what they call the matrix police, they can put a physical crime on you and put you in like a physical jail. The same thing they did with Rashad Jamal. They were using that technology on him too, and they had the little girl say that he had sexually molested her. They were using that technology on him. And listen, that's why the male vessel, you have to be under a female vessel to transmute for him. The motherfucker he was calling his wife, she wasn't transmuting for him. She may have been working with them to, work with the other baby mom to backdoor them and get them locked up. It's most of the time, like when we have an otherworldly conscious, or we're vibrating at a certain frequency, we're targeted individuals. Most people around us are sent by the U.S. Corp. So I do kind of believe that was the case, that probably the wife that he had she either wasn't transmuting for him, or she just worked for them and was, working with the other one, the baby mom, and, he wasn't transmuting. He had the, the anger, the rage and the resentment still in him from being locked up previously, and boom, they put a physical crime on you because they've been doing those transfers, those transmissions, and I'm working on removing these implants because they're doing that shit with me right now. They're attempting the same thing with me right now because I just been putting my truth out on the internet, and it's just, I'm classified as an enemy of the state. The same thing that the late essence that was Nipsey Hussle, Ashkadam, father told me that him and his brother were, or are, I don't know about his brother, still considered an enemy of the state because they're genius, and you see they always have lines around the block, and their frequency is universal, so they can actually free the minds, and that's a threat. So yeah, it's crazy, but so I'm getting ready to head out to the store. I'm gonna record me going out, but yeah, Father's saying about the tumors and stuff, don't worry about that, because at a later timeline, Father just gonna heal everything, because I'm being attacked every day by this scalar technology, the microwave energy weapons, and I'm being just shot up. It's like invisible fence technology. That's how I describe it to people. Invisible fence technology. The shit hurt shit. You be aching and shit. Like your shit be feeling all tender. You be feeling all these lumps and all this shit. This shit is painful. But return to sender, and I return to the source of evil. But it first gets sent, obviously, to bitch Satan. It first gets returned to bitch Satan, divine times fold. Satan is commanded in the name of Allah to redistribute it amongst the divinely intended vessels of Satan, participating, involved in every dimension and reality. Evil against I, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice made manifest on the earth. And the top threats to my love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice Satan is assigned to them in every dimension of reality. That's involved everywhere. I'm never satisfied when the fall guy, these people that are being hired from these, you know, jail release programs, and whether they're homeless shelters or they're homeless people, you know, of course they're gonna do that shit. They're offered, we'll give you a monthly paycheck and you'll get out early. Of course, I ain't worried about you motherfuckers. You dirty motherfuckers. I'm not worried about you dirty motherfuckers. Allah's angels are recording all. You too stupid to even know you're being recorded. It's the ones that's ordering the shit. That's the dimensions where I reside. They're the seen, unseen, and behind the scenes that I'm calling divine justice after, man. I don't care about no fall guys. I don't care about no fall guys sitting in no jail. Father said these jails here are Four Seasons resorts compared to the fucking jails, the lake of fire, Allah's lake of fire, you're gonna be in. You saw Dirk, he had cornbread, he had sweet potatoes, collard greens, mac and cheese in his supposed cell. Come on now. You get your oodles and noodles and hot Cheetos, commissary. Niggas only want to be around other niggas. They only want to fuck they hoes. They don't want to be around you females. Y'all annoy the shit out of them. They love, bros is into bromances. They get to be on the yard, you know, and they gang. Listen, Father said it's like a Four Seasons resort. What did he say? He got to do yoga? He learned yoga in jail? Kevin Gates learned yoga in jail? Did he say he got a degree in jail? Motherfuckers recording tracks, videos and tracks in jail. Father said that's a Four Seasons resort compared to the Allah's lake of fire. The jails Allah is placing you in. So look, I'm gonna pick back up once I head out and see who's following me tonight. All right. Glory, honor, praise to the Father in heaven, Allah, Father of the universe. Signing out.